thoughts after that?
Well, in the end, obviously the game opened up for us, so really worked hard to finish the game off. But that first half, when it was right on, I thought the intensity and the way we started and maintained it was again really top level. And as much as the final scoreline, disregard that. But in that first half, still areas where we maybe didn't get as much reward as we could have. So still areas there that we know we've got to get sharper and better.
In saying that, to kick 17 of the last 18 goals of the match, you must have just been over the moon.
Yeah, well, it's big for the final scoreline. Looks great, but I'm probably more pleased with that first half setting the game up.
All of a sudden, that Judd trade's looking pretty good, isn't it?
Which one was that?
Kennedy over here.
Oh, okay. And Maston was in that, wasn't he? So the new super sub. But look, that obviously it wasn't ideal losing Chris Judd, but he's such a huge commodity that there was always going to be a good trade in there, and we were more than pleased with the outcome from that trade, as we stated at the time.
Is Kennedy the most imposing power forward you've had in your time as coach at Queensland?
I hadn't really thought about that. The main guys we've had are Lynch and Ash Hansen over a fair period of time, probably most of my time. So I think both those players have been really solid for us as key forwards. But Josh certainly has the potential now to hold that position down and probably kick more goals.
And Josh he's obviously kicked bags before, but is this sort of like a defining match for him in a way that he has really announced himself on the AFL scene?
I don't think so. I think he's been pretty well respected, but his first big haul, really big haul, and defining wise, no. You basically get defined over your career and over week to week, so he gets a big test again next week. So I think it does. It reinforces the faith and the ability that we all know that he does have, and it's just a good reward because he works as hard as anyone.
How do you approach next week now, John?
Our build-up over the last 2 weeks, we've been happy with our preparation for Sunday games, going through to Sunday games. So very similar sort of preparation, and just something to look forward to, the challenge of playing Collingwood, who they are an awesome team in great form. And talked last week that this one winning a derby was very important for the group, as in the belief and the next step. Even though Fremantle were undermanned, they'd beaten us over a number of times. So then to follow up against the Bulldogs, who we knew coming over here very keen to string wins together. Now we go in against Collingwood. So the last few weeks have been good challenges for us.
Is this going to be the ultimate measuring?
Oh, it has to be, I think. Yeah, you're playing the team in arguably the best form. Obviously, Geelong are flying along at the moment as well, but Collingwood are the reigning premiers and playing irresistible footy.
John obviously won the wooden spoon last year. It's a 5-3 start to the season.
You always bring that up. You always bring it up.
Okay, so I'll try not to.
Okay.
But has it outweighed your expectations so far?
Well, we're only, realistically, we're one win ahead of where we were last year, and it's fairly obvious that there's been a big turnaround in terms of the way the team's performing. But really today they're always surprising to beat a respected team like the Bulldogs by that much. It catches you off guard. You don't expect that. But our aim has been to raise the bar and to maintain that and look for areas to keep improving. And we're aware that there's still areas we have to get better at. We've lost 3 games against pretty good opposition this year that we're in the game, and as we get better, hopefully, when we're in those games, we win more than we lose them.
The expectation within the group change at all? And the expectation outside the club now
Yep.
is that you basically will play finals.
Yep.
And that it may even be higher than that.
Yeah.
Rodney Eade rated your defensive press the best he's seen, and rated you guys as right up there.
Yeah. Well, as I said, we got beaten by Hawthorn, Essendon and Sydney, and they're teams that are, I think, still above us on the ladder. So you've got Collingwood and Geelong, sitting up there, Carlton. So we've got a lot of work to do, and realistically, we know where we're at. The players' expectations this pre-season has been they weren't happy with their form last year, regardless of finishing bottom. It was more about what we actually achieved as a group and the steps we made. So the focus was, well, we need to knuckle down, work harder, work smarter, and look forward to the challenges that this year was going to throw up. And those challenges are going to still come at us week in, week out.
Do you take any satisfaction from where you're at? You were a maligned coach.
Yeah, besieged. Yeah, beleaguered. Yeah, that's right. Well, we all have our turn. That's, some escape, but very few. They go through periods where the team's not travelling that well, and my focus probably hasn't wavered. Do I enjoy the pats on the back I get at the moment? Well, it's better than getting kicked in the guts, but it doesn't change my focus. My focus is still pretty straight down the line, and as I've said all along, we want to improve this year with the aim of building this team up to be even better next year and the year after.
What sort of belief do you think they'll take into the Collingwood match?
I think, just looking forward to the challenge now. Real knowing they're going to get tested at every level and over 4 quarters that we want to take it on.
John, there was a massive sort of outpouring of emotion when Josh kicked that 10th goal. Can you describe what it was like in the coach's box? Does it change? I know it was late in the game. Does it change at all? Or what's the sort of feeling?
No, my question was, how do they know that was his 10th? Oh, there's too much going on for me to know how many he's kicked, but they seem to know. No, I think that shows their genuine respect and care for the guy who, within 12 months or so of being at this club, was voted into the leadership group. So there's a lot of genuine feeling for him.
Given the start you've made and the form the team is in, would you be disappointed if you didn't achieve finals football this year?
My focus is still on all those things I've talked about, our improvement and all that. So I really haven't had time to sit down and reflect on what this year is going to throw up for us, other than it's very early days for us, and we've had a good start to the year, and we're going to keep getting tested and challenged all the way through. And the next challenge for us will be maintaining this form to see how long we can hold up.
But do you feel you can beat any side? There are no sides that you guys do now?
Well, I'll talk to you next week, maybe after we haven't played Carlton or Geelong or Collingwood yet, so there's some big challenges. And as I said, we got beaten by Essendon, Sydney and Hawthorn. So, there's plenty of challenges there for us still.
Did you see any of the last 15 minutes of Collingwood's?
No, that was too close to our game, obviously. But obviously,
They finished a bit like you guys did.
yeah, they're awesome team. They were challenged and responded as you would expect.
What did you make of those pigeons in the Cold Square?
Didn't see them. I don't know. Here or at the MCG or
Yeah, they were
no.
in the Gold Square the whole game.
Didn't notice. There was one at training the other day, and I don't know. I think it was I don't know if it was a player. One of the trainers tried to scare it off, and it just looked at him like. And I think our player backed off maybe.
Well, there's 3 of them. They were both as tough as that. Or
Is that right? Yeah. No, I didn't notice.
Do you have to warn your players against outside height?
Yeah, I did tell them after the game that you get 4 points for that win, and we have, but you do get a lot of pats on the back, probably well above what a 4-point win deserves. So they deserve the accolades that come, but it doesn't give you anything else other than one win, and the fact that we're playing Collingwood is great. I mean, I was certainly conscious that after beating Fremantle in the Derby, there was a bit of relief and that's a bit of a monkey off the back. Was that going to mean they just relaxed a bit? But to their credit, their preparation this week was very good. I wouldn't have picked a win like that, but I wanted to see them maintain the effort that they put in last week, and they did that.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.